Of course, that devastation in the hill country has other parts of Texas on high alert, like in Bosque County, about 80 miles southwest of Fort Worth. Some areas have been evacuated over fears that the river there could rise. That's where we find our Chris Sadeghi live this morning. Chris, you've been on the scene for a while now. How are things looking right now?
Well, Mark, right now, not an immediate threat. We're here on the riverside of the North Bosque River, and this park right now, no water encroaching. Still, communities like this one, Meridian, that sit along rivers, that sit along creeks, there's a heightened sense of awareness because of the tragedy that unfolded in the hill country over the weekend. That is why they are already doing some mandatory evacuations and keeping a close eye on the river today just to see how high it might rise. Now, this was video from yesterday. We got it and it shows the river level at that point, and that was when there was not any rain falling here, but rather all of the water, as Marielle just mentioned, ends up downstream. So any water that rained upstream, now it is here in the North Bosque River and it's causing it to rise. Nobody should be taking any chances, especially after this weekend. The sheriff ordered a mandatory evacuation of a nearby RV park that was along the river, and they also set up the Meridian High School gym to serve as a shelter for others who did not find it safe to stay in their homes overnight with the fear of the river rising in the dark. Riverside communities like this one in Meridian have dealt with flooding before. They're no stranger to the warnings that they get a lot, but with this past weekend, it's a perfect example of why you should never get complacent with those warnings or shrug them off.
It takes like a little certain sense of urgency, like we take things seriously. Because, in this town, everybody knows each other and we look out for each other. And shout out to the Bosque County Sheriff's Department and everyone, the first responders, just keeping us alert and see what's next to come.
Yeah, and again, we've been keeping an eye on the river. It doesn't look like it is a threat at this moment. However, we do know that there is more rain in the forecast, and potentially anything else that falls upriver will end up down here and also the other communities downstream. So a good idea to heed the warnings and pay close attention to that water level.